You know, it's not often that I actually get to sit down and enjoy a good video game. At least back when I had a system that I could play them and the cartridges that they came with. Sadly, though, those days are long gone. What with me having to sell off a majority of my Game Boy Advance games to help pay bills at the time, and the fact that, as much as I like emulators, I haven't actually nutted up and tried one yet, though I would love to. There are, though, a tremendous amount out there, but I'm not here to talk about those, nor get into the are they a good idea or not. No, today I'm here to talk about one simple thing. I want to talk about Golden Sun. Now, for those of you that know, Golden Sun is one of my favorite games of all time. And honestly, it was the third game I ever owned for the Game Boy Advance. I got it on my 13th birthday, and it took me 8 months to beat it. It didn't take me as long to beat its sequel game, and I whooped Dark Dawn's sorry butt in about 2 months. So, yeah. That was with the strategy guide, too, for Dark Dawn. However, Golden Sun is still one of those series that I think has been really swept under the rug and really overlooked. It's not a bad game, and honestly, it's quite good. Though I'm a little more upset at the fact that it just keeps getting ignored. Now, I'm not saying that Golden Sun should be ignored for entirety, but it shouldn't be at all. And that's what I'd like to discuss today on Andrew Discusses Golden Sun. So sit back, relax, and bring out some of your favorite gin, because we're about to go into the world of Weird and talk about Golden Sun. So Golden Sun came out for the Game Boy Advance back in 2001. Its follow-up game came out, I want to say around 2002, 2003, somewhere in there. I don't remember off the top of my head. And the final game so far came out in 2010. Now this series has pretty much been dead ever since, and most recently, as of the recording of this video, I've been watching Zero the First do a live stream Let's Play of it, and honestly, it's just brought back so many memories. I remember playing Golden Sun as a kid. I remember trying my damnedest to beat the lighthouse and kept getting my ass handed to me by Sataris. I remember battling Fusion Dragon. So it took me 8 months to beat, but I remember battling Fusion Dragon. I remember thinking that I was the cock of the walk when I found the secret island. And then I read up online how to get to said secret island sooner. Yeah. But anyway, all of this, though, comes about because I think Golden Sun is still highly underrated. And there is a good reason for it. Now, yes, I know a lot of people are going to go, but it wasn't that popular of a game. That's the problem. It wasn't that popular of a game. With the era of the Game Boy Advance that came out, so many games that came out around it, and so many more popular titles. It was one of those lost in the obscurity and a diamond in the rough. And this is a diamond that is still shining to this day. And for years, I thought Camelot planning software or software planning had actually gone out of business, but they're still alive and well doing Mario Tennis games. So, if they could stop doing those and actually get back to Golden Sun, that'd be great, because I'd kind of like a conclusion to this. Actually, hell, I would just kind of like to have the conclusion, period. See, the third game ends on a cliffhanger, and that's literally how it ends, on a cliffhanger. And we're just left to wonder, does the world come to an end? No, I'm not even joking. That's literally what we're left to wonder, if the world's going to come to an end or not, because that's how the game ends. It just ends on a cliffhanger. It's really sad. I mean, I like the games. The original, The Lost Age, and Dark Dawn. They're all good. Although I will admit the original and The Lost Age are about the best. Dark Dawn felt a little too rushed, but I could go into that one, but I don't really want to. Anyway, what I want to talk about is some of the other ways that Golden Sun really needs to be shown to the world, besides just getting the finale to it. And honestly, I mean, I would start a change.org petition if I thought it would do any damn good, but it won't. I think there's been like 7 of them, and they didn't do any good. So here's some ideas we could do, and that's what I want to discuss. For starters, and this is actually something that I ranted about before, is a Golden Sun anime series. Now, let's think about this logically, and there's actually pretty good ground for it now versus when I originally did the rant video. Right now, we already have at least one series that we know of that takes place for the next generation, and that's Boruto, Naruto Next Generation. That is literally the next adaptation of the Naruto franchise. So, it is safe to say that after the first and second Golden Sun games, / if they would be an anime, would be completed, Dark Dawn could become its own standalone anime series. Then again, how you would get the first and the second games to become a series, I pondered for a while, then came up with an idea. There was an anime series that I watched once called Zoids, and I'm going to go back to Zoids Chaotic Century here if I can. In that, there were two individuals who were basically evil and then turned good. And, well, that could basically be the answer right there. Have one half of the story up to one point be Isaac and his group, like in the original game, and then the next point in the story on to another point be Felix and his group, and then have the two combined for what I would assume would be a finale movie. Honestly, I don't see how that would be impossible. Pokemon has done a tremendous amount of anime based upon their games. There is an entire multi-part Pokemon anime series that was made literally showing you parts from the games, like Emerald, Diamond and Pearl, Ruby and Sapphire, just to name a few. And not to mention Pokemon Generations, and Pokemon, oh, that's what it was, Pokemon Generations. And then there was Pokemon Origins, which was literally just Red and Blue put into anime form. So, I don't understand how Golden Sun can't get its own anime series, especially in the day and age when video game-based anime stuff really is somewhat popular. But we don't even have to make it based on the video game or have it be in a video game, because just make it that it's an adventure series. Goblin Slayer went crazy when it debuted, and it's getting a second season. Excel World, okay, well that's a bad example, that one actually is a game. Oh, what's another good one? You got One Piece. Oh Christ, there's so many. Oh God, it's gonna come to me and I'm gonna be pissed. What was the name of it? Oh, anyway, you'll probably look them up. But anyway, just like any adventure anime series would work as a setting for this. And it would be a great series. I guarantee you it would not only guarantee asses on couches, seats, and on viewing screens, but you would be able to at least get somewhere. But on top of that, the fact that we just don't have something like that really sucks. But that would work out. And then, after the events of the first one basically conclude with the movie, then you could go on to Dark Dawn, which would pretty much be the next generation explaining their tale up into the end of that game, and it would work. Tales of Symphonia! That's what I was thinking of. Because there was a Tales of Symphonia and a Tales of Zestria game. Both of those have their own anime series. So again, how come Golden Sun can't get its own? That stuff works perfectly well for that. I mean, look at Tales of Symphonia. That was a game that took place over 2 discs and had multiple parties. This is a perfect thing. And yes, before somebody goes, multiple parties, yes, because you gathered people along the way. If you want, you could just have the story be nothing but Isaac's side of it and Felix's side at the same time, or figure out a combination of the two. It's just a brainstorming idea. I'm just laying the groundwork for it. The whole point is, I'm still annoyed that that's a possibility that's been completely ignored. Especially with anime being the massive success right now that it is, with streaming sites like Hulu and Crunchyroll having anime, not to mention Tubi even getting in on it, and Crackle to a point. So still, that's an amazing feat. Why aren't we capitalizing on this? And that's just one idea. Another idea to help improve the Golden Sun franchise in general would be to give us an entire retro HD remake collection of all 3 games. The last one's already at least 9 years old, so in all honesty, it's due for one. Not to mention the fact that we're looking at least a good, almost 20 years soon? We're at least, 19 years now? Okay, 18 years since the original came out, so still, I mean, we need an upgraded version of this. Let's bust this thing out and make it. Let's bust this out and make it new. Give it a nice flashy paint job. You could easily port this thing for tablets because all it really needs is you have the turn-based element in it to have the battle system, and everything else could just be handled literally by the tablet. Have each, once you beat the first game, then it goes right into the next one and then right into the next one. Granted, it would probably be about a gigabyte worth of space, but in all honesty, I don't see that being a problem with most phones and tablets nowadays handling at least a gig's worth of a game. Hell, I'd even download it and deal with a 1 gig file on my tablet just to be able to play the games. And you could even include online multiplayer to really have people go against other people from all over the world. You'll have all the psi energy from your characters and see which one of you can actually battle quite well using the characters at hand. Using your favorite characters and your favorite combinations. It's just a matter of seeing what it could do. And I know some people out there would say this, and I agree with them too, is that you could do a remake of the game and make them more, give it like a real-time feel to it. And I know somebody on the live stream I was watching goes, but that would take away some of the, majesty that it had and some of the variety and the uniqueness that it possessed. But in all honesty, it wouldn't hurt the gameplay, I don't think. You would still have to summon Dinjin, or the Jin, to actually help, and on top of that, you would still be able to use your attacks and everything else. It would just sort of be like, what was it? Star Ocean, in a way. Instead of your standard, look, here, we're going to have it be turn-based, just have it be more like Star Ocean's battle system, and mixed with Golden Sun things, where you could have, the Jin appear, you could have the Psi Energy be used. The only difference being that if your energy goes to 0, you don't die. Yeah, that's actually a way to die in Star Ocean. If your MP hits 0, you die. Believe me, that's how I tried to kill the final boss. It didn't work out that well. He had a lot of health. I didn't even try for the optional boss. It had a lot of health. But still, those are ideas. You could even have some of the optional bosses come out as like, legend tells of an ancient power that lies dormant in this place, and the heroes try to go and retrieve that power in hopes that it might be enough to help them defeat the final villain. And that could introduce the optional bosses. So, yeah, I mean, there is a possibility to this. Now, granted, it wouldn't be as good, but still. All in all, I still think the games could do with a remake and a redoing of the battle system to a point. But yes, sure, you could keep the turn-based if you want. I mean, everybody likes turn-based stuff anyway. But there is the fact that you would still have the basic fundamentals. And that's really all that counts. On top of that, and I will say on top of that, you could also have, and I really hate to say it this way, but a strategy, like a tactics game, which I know it basically already is, but I mean more like you move your characters and like the actual tactical chess, like, that I hate so much. But you could do something like that. But either way, the Golden Sun franchise, even just getting like a movie or something, like an animated movie, is not dead. It honestly deserves so much more attention that it's been getting lately, and it's honestly hurts me that it hasn't gotten as much love as it deserves. I would love to see a remake of the games. I would love to see an anime series based upon the games. Heck, I would love to see the conclusion to the series since Camelot just left it up in thin goddamn air. But I guess we may never know. Like how many licks to the center of a Tootsie Pop, the world may never know the true meaning and may never know the true greatness that is Golden Sun. But, I don't know. Maybe for some of those, the Golden Sun will touch them eventually. But, for the rest of them, they're just lost in the darkness. It's really sad. But anyway, I'm Andrew Rhodes, and I'd like to thank you for joining me in this episode of Andrew Discusses. Until next time, bye-bye, everyone.